Hi students, once again we met to continue our lesson, which is that we are discussing about electrical conductivity of liquid. What we are discussing? Electrical conductivity of liquid. Of course, from our last class onwards, we are discussing, we learn different situation in that lesson. Electrical conductivity of liquid. What we learn? So in our just last class, we learn about electroplating. What we learn about? Electroplating. Electroplating. So what we observe in that electroplating? What is the process to identify the electroplating? What is the mean of electroplating? So the type of different questions we can raise. And also, why do you want to do? Means where you may utilize this. What are the advantages in our day-to-day life? So those once again we will recall those, how we done that electroplating method. We filled what a transparent graduated beaker, transparent graduated beaker with a mix with water, solution of distilled water and copper sulfate. Distilled water and copper sulfate. See here, we are taking the solution of distilled water and a mixture. What we are taking? A mixture of distilled water and what? Copper sulfate. So it is in the color blue vitriol. Okay. By mixture of those we are taking. So distilled water generally it is a non-electrolyte. It is a bad conductor of electric current. Copper sulfate. By adding copper sulfate into the distilled water, what will happen? That become as a good conductor for electric current. Means by adding crystal salt means crystal part of the copper sulfate adding to the distilled water, the non-electrolyte become as a electrolyte solution. Understand? Coming to that, by taking this solution into that graduated transparent beaker, and see here we are connecting. What we are connecting? See, this is a battery. What is this? Is a battery. This is a battery. The positive terminal of the battery is connected to the copper plate, which is the dimension what? 2 centimeter versus 5 centimeter. And one more what I am saying to you, the negative terminal of the battery is connected to the iron key. What about my iron key? Iron key. Okay. See, by pouring a few drops of H2SO4 solution, few drops of H2SO4 means the sulfuric acid. What you are adding? Sulfuric acid into the copper sulfate solution, means the distilled water plus copper sulfate solution. Into that we are adding water, sulfuric acid. By adding sulfuric acid into the distilled water, by adding that acid into the distilled water, so means the solution which we took into the graduated beaker. Why we are adding that sulfuric acid? Generally, by adding copper sulfate into the water, it becomes as electrolyte. Then again, why we want to add acid to that solution? Because to make the acidify. Means by adding sulfuric acid, by adding acid, it becomes more reactive. It gives fastest reaction. It becomes as a reagent. Understand? So by that what happened? By adding few drops, not should not more much. Okay, few drops. Okay, by adding few drops of sulfuric acid into that mixture of distilled water and copper sulfate, and by closing the circuit by connecting with help of battery tube, what copper plate and iron key. The positive terminal of the battery is connected to the iron plate or iron sheet, sorry, copper sheet or copper plate, and the negative terminal of the battery is connected to the iron key. Understand? After few minutes, after 10 minutes, after some interval of time, after taking 10 minutes by giving undisturbed position to that equipment, we are observing by taking out that key, iron key, from the mixture of what copper sulfate and distilled water. We are taking out from the mixture, which we are taking out key from the mixture. We may observe the key coated with a shiny brown color. A shiny brown color. The iron key before it was in silver type or something white color substance. But what happened after bringing out from the mixture due to the chemical reaction? What happened? That the iron key showing a shiny brown color. A shiny brown color. How the shiny brown color came? How the shiny brown color came? How that means the copper sulfate solution is present in that inside the graduated beaker. When electric current passing through this, the copper sulfate deviated or separated or formed into copper plus ions and sulfate ions. Means what you can say, anode ions and cathode ions. Cathode ions. Anode ions and cathode ions. Okay, anions and cations. Understand? Like those will be formed. So by the formation of copper at inside the mixture, so the conductor copper is free from that positive terminal of the battery. So that copper will deposit on the negative terminal of the conductor. Negative terminal of the conductor. Understand? So due to the electrolysis process, what happened? Due to the electrolysis, due to the decomposition reaction, the copper is coated or sticked on the surface of iron nail. Understand? So why we done coated with one metal to another metal? The coating of one metal to another metal is nothing as electroplating method. Why do you want to do? To avoid the formation of rust. To avoid the formation of rust. To avoid the corrode. To avoid the corrode substance. Otherwise, to avoid the corrosion. By forming of rust, it becomes weak strength of the substance. So how that rust is forming? How the rust is forming? By throwing out or by placing at open atmosphere our materials or metals. So in our atmosphere consists of water, air. Of course, it consists of what? Carbon dioxide and water molecules. What are there? Water molecules and oxygen. So that metal will react with those particular substances, which are present in air. By reacting with oxygen is present in atmosphere with metal. Metal reacts with oxygen. Otherwise, water molecule, it gives metal oxide. It gives metal oxides. Metal oxides. Rust is we are calling generally FeO, iron oxide. Rust on iron is a iron oxide. Iron oxide. Metal oxide we are calling as a rust. By the rust formation, the substance will become corrosion. The substance will become corrosion. Understand? So same as this electroplating, we are observing in different places in different situations. Where we are observing, where we can identify, see once. We have to observe carefully how it is forming. How it is forming. Two type of materials are there. Two type of materials to do the electroplating method. To do the electroplating method and to involve in the electroplating, there are two type of materials. Generally, we called electroplating means what we called? Electroplating means the coating of one metal on another metal. The coating of one metal on another metal is nothing as electroplating. Okay. So to participate in the two metals or two materials are different. Two materials are different. What are those two materials means? Inferior material or otherwise inferior metal inferior metal, inferior metal, and one more, superior metal, superior metal, inferior metal and superior metal. These are two type of metals are involved to do the electroplating method. We are utilizing these type of metals to do the electroplating. Then what we can consider, what is the mean of inferior metal and superior metal? Inferior metals means the metal which can easily, the metal which can easily, what I'm saying to you, see here, the metal which can easily, is it visible that? The metal which can easily react with or otherwise affect by atmosphere, affect by air means water, oxygen and carbon dioxide, CO2, carbon dioxide. So by our atmosphere, the metal which can easily react with those particular or affect by those particular, those materials what we are calling inferior metal. What you can call inferior metal. Understand? Inferior metal means which are affected by those. And superior metal. So same as opposite for that. Same as opposite for that. Superior metals means the metal which cannot easily react with or not affected by air, oxygen or water or carbon dioxide which is present in our air. See, do you understand what I'm saying here? What is the relation? See, inferior means what I'm saying to you. Inferior metal means what I'm saying to you. Inferior metal means the metal which can easily react with such a type of substances. Suppose iron. What is that? Iron, ferrum, is react with oxygen. React with oxygen. Means what we can say, ferrum or iron is react with oxygen, it forms iron oxide. It forms iron oxide. So by balancing those we can write like, okay, suppose what we can write one more, aluminum is react with oxygen, it forms aluminum oxide. Aluminum oxide. Magnesium. Magnesium reacts with oxygen, it forms magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. So when metal reacts with oxygen, it forms metal oxide. It forms metal oxide. So when it forms metal oxide, it forms rust. It forms rust. By forming the rust, what happens? It loses their strength. It loses their strength. It loses their capability. Understand? So by that what happens? Okay, by that it is unusable. It is not in use. Is it or not? So to such a type of materials we are calling metals, we are calling inferior metals. See that superior metals means what I am saying, which are not react with such a those. The metals which are not react with oxygen or carbon dioxide or whatever, those we are calling superior metals. So why we want to utilize this in that electroplating means, so inferior metals are easily react with such a those. To avoid the formation of rust, to avoid the corrode substance on the metals or on the inferior metals, we have to give coat with the superior metals on the inferior metals. We have to give coating on the inferior metals with the help of superior metals. Because why we want to give coating with superior metals on the inferior metals? Because of superior metals are non-reactive with oxygen and water or otherwise carbon dioxide, whatever it is present in our air. By that what happens? So inferior metal get the strength, resistance by getting what superior metal coating on the surface of inferior metal. Resistance means what? Obstruct, to stop the formation of rust. Resistance of rust, to obstruct the rust formation. by getting coating with superior metal on inferior metal. Understand? So this is what we can say. This is a superior metal and this is a inferior metal. Superior metal is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and the inferior metal is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Understand? This is a superior metal and this is an inferior metal. Superior metal connect to the positive terminal of the battery. Inferior metal connect to the negative terminal of the battery. Understand? So by that what happened? Due to the electric current, superior metal will what happened? Coat on the inferior metal to avoid the formation of rust. It becomes as the strongest resistance to avoid the rust formation. To avoid the rust formation. Understand? So that is. Then coming to that, I think so. Are you understand clear why we want to do electroplating? In our day-to-day life, we may observe different situations. We may observe in different situations, such as like coating with one metal to another metal, one metal to another metal. Understand? Of course. See here, same as to make the to make coating with copper on iron. We can interchange in the place of copper what aluminum, what we can make aluminum. Otherwise, we can talk about nickel, chromium, what we can nickel, chromium. Those substances also we can utilize for superior metal to make the coat on iron substance, iron metal, inferior metal. So nickel, chromium also one type of superior metal to to make the coat on inferior metals, to make a suitable coating on the iron, suitable coating on the iron. It gives good polish, it gives good shine, and it sticks permanently. It avoids the formation of rust by giving coating with nickel or chromium on the iron. Understand? And also chromium is most of chromium using in the industrial purpose. Inferior metals are inside the industrial purpose. Okay, chromium they may use to coat on the inferior metals inside the industrial purpose. Means chromium is suitable to make the coat on the inferior metal of the iron. Provide inferior metals to avoid the formation of rust. It protects from the corrosion. And also, what we can identify, the electroplating we are using to make the decoration, and to make the ornamentation, different type of ornaments are there, gold, and otherwise some ornaments are prepared with silver, some of the ornaments are prepared with copper, but those all are not exactly prepared with such a materials. They may prepare with different materials, means different inferior materials. So by that they may coat with superior metals on the inferior metals. Okay, to avoid the formation of rust. Okay, and also we can identify in general process in food items, to preservative of food items. When you are preserving the food items in a metal cans or metal bowls, that metal bowls generally made up of iron or stainless steel. Those can easily react with oxygen and water molecule. By that what happens? That metal cans which are made from iron or stainless steel, those are coated with thin metal. So tin is suitable to avoid the rust formation on iron and stainless steel to preservative the food, food particles. Understand? So what we are usually utilizing in our home to preservative the food utensils. Those all are generally made up of stainless steel. Those stainless steel can easily react with oxygen and carbon dioxide. Those are coated with tin. So tin is a superior metal. Those are inferior metals. Understand? Tin is suitable to avoid the rust formation on iron. And also we can utilize in what zinc is very suitable. Zinc is very suitable to what formation of to avoid the formation of rust on the iron. By using zinc, if you give coat on the surface of iron, what happens? It avoids complete rust formation. There is no chance to get corrosion. Means when zinc coated on the iron, so iron becomes as a complete resistive. Complete resistive. That's why in bridges, in automobiles, to construct the bridges in automobiles, they are constructing with water iron. So to that iron, they are coating with zinc. They are coating with zinc. See there, tin is coated on the stainless steel and iron to preserve it to the food, to the utensils. Okay, zinc is coated on the iron to avoid the water rust formation corrosion, to become a complete resistant to construct the water bridges and water automobiles. To make the constructions and automobiles, they may utilize water zinc coat on the water iron. Understand? And in ornamentation process, we are utilizing water superior metals forming on the water inferior metals by using electroplating. We are using electroplating in the ornamentation and decoration purpose also. Understand? So such like we can discuss in different examples. Understand? Okay. See once, what I'm saying to you, let's draw one drawing to you. This is a rubber cap. What is that? Rubber cap. Otherwise, I will draw that like rubber cap. Okay, before you done, electrical conductor for liquid. Okay, two conductor you must add into that, means two metal pins. Okay, and one, see here how we are connecting those. These are connecting wires, and these are also connecting wires. This is a magnetic compass is connected to that. Magnetic compass is connected to that, means magnetic compass this is and this is a what a connecting wire is means copper wire. Copper wire. How like this is so by that this joining those to the cell. Joining those to the cell. This is a negative terminal and this is a positive terminal. What I'm saying to you, so up to this is, and this is what I'm saying to you, copper wire, means that outer layer means insulated substance is removed from that. Insulated substance is removed. Insulated substance is removed. Means only copper is wounded around the magnetic compass. Wounded around the magnetic compass. So generally we know observe magnetic compass for what we may utilize ma? Magnetic compass for what we may utilize? For what magnetic compass we can utilize? To identify the direction of the poles, as well as direction of the earth. So which direction is aligned, north and south, we can identify direction of the earth by using magnetic compass. See that what I'm saying, this is a insulator, otherwise rubber cap, what we can call this is a rubber cap, and these are the two metal pins. This is what metal pins, okay, and these are connecting insulated copper wires, we can give the name A. Of course, this is also A only, insulated copper wire. This is also insulated copper wire. This is also insulated copper wire. Of course, all are insulated copper wire. Understand? See here. This is negative terminal, this is a positive terminal. And so from here, what this is, we wounded, we means we made a round, we made a number of rounds, what we made number of wounds, means in Telugu what we can call chutadam, wound, okay? So we made number of wounds on the magnetic compass with a copper wire, okay? Coming to that, by passing electric current, if suppose if you use key, by closing the key, electric current will travel from positive terminal to negative terminal. So when electric current passing through the circuit, to do this activity before, what happened? We utilized what a LED bulb. Of course. Imagine how it was utilized that. This is negative terminal, this is positive terminal, and here we use what a LED bulb, and this we connected like. Okay, rough drawing. Such like what I am saying, in the place of LED bulb, what we utilize is a magnetic compass. See that generally by using LED bulb, what you may observe. So when there is electric current passing through, so by taking liquid substance, by taking any electrolyte, what we are taking? Electrolyte. We are using electrolyte in that. So by taking electrolyte, by closing the circuit with help of key, electric current will pass through. If you use, means before what you learn that experiment to conduct the conductivity for the liquid, we placed LED instead of magnetic compass. Understand? By using LED, if the liquid is acting as a good conductor for the electric current, we can consider the glowing of the bulb. Is it or not? Same as now we are placing magnetic compass in the place of LED instead of LED. So now we connected with electric current by current passing through that magnetic compass. So if that liquid what we utilized in that rubber cap, if it that is good conductor for electric current, we may observe how to identify. If there is LED bulb, we can identify the liquid is acting as a good conductor because it giving glow. Then how it is possible to identify now the liquid is acting as electrolyte? So based on that, so when electric current passing through that magnetic compass, we may observe if that liquid is electrolyte, if that liquid is a good conductor for electric current, we can identify the magnetic needle will make the deflection. Understand? See here, when electric current passing through that, what happens? The needle shows the direction of electric current. The needle shows the deflection, means vibrate, and shows the direction of electric current. So by that, what we can consider, what we took liquid, that liquid is a good conductor for electric current because of the magnetic compass showing the deflection by as the same direction of electric current, how it travels from positive terminal to negative terminal. Understand? So by that, using magnetic compass, we can identify whether given liquid is a good conductor or not, which is acting electrolyte or not for the electric current. Understand? By the deflection, by showing the direction of electric current. Understand? So generally it was explained by, means the magnetic needle deflect by electric current is passing. That explained by Oersted. What is that? Oersted is a scientist. Oersted. He said the current carrying conductor produces magnetism. A current carrying conductor produces magnetism. Why? Because I'm saying to you, the magnetic needle will make the deflection by bringing magnet near to us. Is it that the magnetic needle shows the rotation or it shows the vibration by bringing the magnet near to the magnetic compass? Otherwise, it never shows the deflection. Is it or not? By placing in the current or electric current, what happens? by passing electric current, the magnetic needle showing the compass, because the current carrying conductor means that the copper wire carrying current, which shows the magnetic effect on the magnetic compass. That's why Oersted explained explained the current carrying conductor produces magnetism. Current carrying conductor produces magnetism. Understand? So this is the way to understand whether the given liquid is electrolyte or not. Electrolyte or not. Understand? Coming to that. See here what we discussed, that and let me write one question to you. It will be one of the question. Give examples for good solid conductors and liquid conductors. Give examples for good solid conductors, good solid conductors and liquid conductors. This is the question. Can you answer? Give examples for good solid conductors and liquid conductors. Good solid conductors, good liquid conductors. Solid and liquid conductors. Otherwise, I'll make good liquid conductors. Liquid conductors. What we can say? Huh? Can you answer for that question? What are those suitable for that? What are those suitable for that? Can you? First, we must know to remember what a conductor means. A good conductor, and a bad conductor. Already we learned that which is good conductor, which is bad conductor, which is good conductor, which is bad conductor. Otherwise, conductors, insulators, conductors, insulators. So conductors, insulators, the materials are classified based on the conductivity. Based on the conductivity. The materials classified two types based on the conductivity. Then what is the conductivity? Conductivity means the substance which allows electric current through them, which is having nature to allow the electric current through them. Conductivity means the substance which having nature to allow the electric current through them. Though that property we can consider what a conductivity. What we can call conductivity. Based on this conductivity, materials we classify two types. One is a conductor, one is a insulator. One is a conductor, one is a insulator. Otherwise, we classified good conductors, bad conductors. Good conductors, bad conductors. Means which conduct the conductivity, which not conduct the conductivity. Which conduct the conductivity, those are good conductors. Which not conduct the conductivity, those are bad conductors. Which conduct the conductivity, those conductors. Which conduct the conductivity, those are not conduct the conductivity, that is a insulator. Let me discuss what are those conductors, insulators, or otherwise bad conductors, good conductors, or otherwise bad conductors. The substance which allows electric current through them. The substance which allows electric current through them. Those substances we are considering what a good conductor. What are that? Good conductors. Understand? Most of the metals are allowing electric current through them. That's why we can say what those are good conductors for electric current. Those are good conductors for electric current. Understand? And same as what we can say, bad conductors are insulators. The substance which does not allow electric current through them, those substances we can consider insulators or bad conductors. Insulators are bad conductors. Understand? By that, what we can say, we can classify conductors under bad conductors and good conductors and bad conductors. Otherwise, conductors and insulators. Now, question is, we have to give some examples for good solid conductors and good what are liquid conductors. Good solid conductors, good what are liquid conductors. We already discussed two types of activity for solid conductors and liquid conductors. By utilizing what those solid conductors in the place of what key, instead of key, we observed the substance which given glow. The substance means the bulb which given glow means by using which substance the bulb given glow. By using which substance the bulb given glow. By giving glow of the bulb by which substance, those substance we consider what a good conductor, because by passing electric current through the substance, by that what happened? It given glow to the bulb. Understand? At the same time, by using liquid in a rubber cap, by placing a whole equipment, by which liquid the bulb blown, by that we consider that liquid is a good conductor for the electric current. The liquid conductor we called what? Electrolyte. What we called electrolyte. Let's write examples for them. What they asked. Good solid conductors. Good solid conductors. What are the good solid conductors? Can you say in our previous what we done, where we done, in which type of we done? Can you answer for that? Of course, iron, nail, and pencil, lead, or pencil nib. Is it or not? And safety pin, and one more what we can, divider in your geometric box, divider from geometric box. Okay, can you still paper clip, yes, some more. Are you solid conductors which given glow to the bulb, in our surroundings? What type of are there? Okay, so most of the metals, what you can consider, most of the metals, understand? We can consider what we can consider, a piece of metal sheet, metal bangle, of course, okay, metal chains, different are there. Okay, coming to that, good liquid conductors. Good liquid conductors. So one is water, not in the pure form, not in the distilled water. Water. Okay. One more, can you? Lemon juice, and salt solution, and still what we can take, different type of, we can talk about, can you say vinegar, vinegar. And also what we can talk about still, what are there? Can you say answer? Solution of or mixture of distilled water plus copper sulfate plus copper sulfate. Yes, by adding salt into the distilled water, distilled water and salt solution. Okay, liquid solution we are talking. So most of which consists of sour taste, acidic nature, which are consist of sour taste or otherwise acidic nature. Those all consist of water, good liquid conductors, good liquid conductors. Understand? And coming to that, we'll talk about one more question. Give examples of bad salt conductors. Give examples for bad solid conductors and bad liquid conductors. Bad solid conductors, bad liquid conductors. Means bad conductors means what we can say, which not allowed electric current through them. The substance which not allowed electric current through them, those substances we can call bad conductors. By using which substance we did not get glowing of the bulb, those we can consider what bad conductors. We can write bad conductors are different. Number of you can write. Is it or not? Wooden stick, piece of wood, what you can say? Piece of wood. And next, can you piece of paper, piece of cloth, eraser, rubber. Okay, eraser. Still, can you? What we can write for that? See. And also what we can write? Plastic also be written, not written. We can write piece of plastic, piece of plastic. And also what we can write bad conductors? Huh? What you can write for bad conductors? Can you answer for that bad conductors? Still, which are you can write a piece of glass. Okay, means otherwise what you can say, glass bangle, okay, and still whatever you can write, which not allowing electric current through them, which not giving glow through them. The same as we can write coconut oil, liquid, coconut oil, not giving water, blowing of the bulb. Those are not good conductors. Those are not good conductors. Is it or not? Distilled water and kerosene, milk. Still, what you can write? Vegetable oil and sugar solution, honey. See there, how many you can write? You can write for different to identify the what bad conductors in a liquid, bad liquid conductors, which not allowing electric current through them, which is not giving glowing of the bulb, Understand? So by that we can consider examples of water, good conductors of solids, good conductors of liquids. And also now we written bad conductors of solids, bad solid conductors, bad solid conductors, and bad liquid conductors. Bad solid conductors and bad liquid conductors. Understand? Coming to that, one more you can write. What do you add? What do you add to distilled water? To distilled water to make, otherwise for making it to conduct electricity, to make it to conduct electricity. Distilled water is a bad conductor. Distilled water is a bad conductor. By adding what we can make that? By adding what to that distilled water, we will make what? Good conductor for the electric current. We will make electrolyte for the electrolyte for the electric current. So what we can make? Distilled water and salt, distilled water and copper sulfate, distilled water, lemon juice. Okay, by adding acidic solution to the distilled water, it makes good conductor for electric current. What we are adding? Salt to the distilled water. By adding salt to the distilled water, it becomes as a solution of salt. Okay, by that it conducts the electric current. It behaves as electrolyte for the electric current. It behaves as electrolyte for the electric current. And by adding copper sulfate to the distilled water, so copper sulfate is a crystal. Of course, salt also sodium chloride. Salt is what? Sodium chloride. This is a copper sulfate, CuSO4. This is a sodium chloride. What is that? Sodium chloride. Okay. Coming to that, by adding copper sulfate into that, become a copper sulfate solution. By that, it conducts electrolyte. It conducts the electricity. By adding lemon juice into the distilled water, we are adding acid solution to that. By that, because it consists citric acid. So by that, adding acidic solution to the distilled water, it becomes conductor for the electric current. So by adding acidic nature of the substances or good conductor for the any good conductor of the any substance to the distilled water, it behaves as a water conduct for the electricity. It behaves as a conductor for the electric current. It behaves as an electrolyte. It behaves as a electrolyte. Okay, I have to recall those. We will discuss in the next class what is remain, and we'll see in the next class. Have a good day to you.